Happy Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. I hope your week to this point is treating you well. If you're new here, throw me a little subscriber action if you can or if you want. If you're not new here, you know I'm about to talk about the upcoming Dolphins game. And this week it's a good one, going to Philadelphia to play against the Eagles. Tua, Jalen Hurts. Let's talk about it. Well, firstly, I just want to take just a quick minute, just a quick one, all right? To just say I thought it was really cool that Tua took some time out of his press conference Sunday to just say he's giving out prayers for the world. I know some people think he's picking sides with the whole Israel-Palestine situation. I don't even want to get into it because I'm not educated enough or really educated at all to really speak for him or even really make a full opinion for myself. I guess that's on me. I should be more educated, but I do know that people are dying and people are getting kidnapped, and that includes children and women, and you know, it's the world that we live in is in disarray. And I know some people thought that Tua was picking sides. I don't want to speak for the man, but if you listen to what he said, I think it's pretty clear that he is praying for the world, not for one side or the other, but that our entire world right now, as we evolve as a society, is in disarray. I mean, you'd think at this point we've been around for so long we could learn to live together, but we can't, and that includes in our own country. So I hope our or my channel and our community that we have in general for the Dolphins supplies some much needed escapism from the world around us, because you know I'm not gonna keep talking about it because it's not what I'm about. I don't get into that kind of thing. I will at some points, but right now let's change the subject. And what I'm going to change the subject to real quick before talking about the football game itself is the situation with the Chargers fan. I know most of you will probably know what I'm talking about. I forgot her name. I think it's Melinda. It started with an M, but it was an Asian lady who was on camera at the Chargers game who was bugging out about the Chargers. And after the game, she's on Pat McAfee's show. She's on fucking TMZ. She's all over the place. And some people are cheering her on. Some people think she's a plant. And if you follow my Twitter, which is at @TheZamboni, so same as my channel, just with 2 E's, if you want to follow me. If not, whatever. I think she's a plant. She's 100% a plant. I would bet my entire life that she is a plant. First of all, if you look at the video footage of her cheering, nobody cheers like that. Come on, man. That is so fake. That is such actor vibes, like clenching your teeth and then out of nowhere just busting out your arms in the air like a touchdown just happened, even though there was nothing even going on at the time. I mean, nah, she's 100% a plant. And I respect it. I mean, the NFL is trying to play it off, but I mean, think about any other fan that goes viral. They're not on TMZ and the Pat McAfee show the next day. So, 100% a plant to make it look like Asian women are watching football. Pretty ballsy move by the NFL to make it so obvious. I really think that they think we're dumb. And most football fans are pretty dumb, in fairness to them. But, yeah, you ain't sneaking it by the Zamboni, baby. I fucking smell that shit from a mile away. The second I seen her on the screen, I was like, nah. Yeah, this is bullshit. But, also, I'm a pessimist. I'm not an optimist. I look at things as half empty before I look at them as half full. So that's just how it is. So, if you want to argue with me about it, feel free to state your case on why she's not a plant in the comments section. But I'll argue with you because I tell you for a fact that she's a plant. I hope her acting career takes off, and I hope she makes millions of dollars off this. But yeah, no one is watching a football making the expressions that she is making. At least not in the clips that I seen. Let's talk about the Dolphins game now that I sidetracked. Can you tell I have severe ADHD? I mean, it's severe, man. So I'm going to try and stay on topic now. The Dolphins going into Philadelphia to play the Eagles. And I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty nervous about this game. I know the Jets just took out the Eagles, but this is a big dog. So the Dolphins have played 6 games this year. We've played against 2 good teams, in my opinion, the Chargers and the Bills. Chargers game week 1, we snuck out of there. Bad defensive performance. Tua was the reason we won that game. And then we went to Buffalo and they put the Dolphins over their knee and spanked them. So those are the 2 big tests the Dolphins had. Now, as far as the teams the Dolphins should beat, I mean, the Dolphins have just smacked the shit out of the teams that they should beat, including last week against Carolina. But this ain't Carolina no more. This ain't the Broncos. The Dolphins are going to play a Super Bowl caliber team in their house in Philadelphia. And look, this is going to be a test. And what we can't see, the one thing I will not stand for, is if they get their fucking asses kicked and look like they don't belong on the field with them. That is the one thing I don't want to see. And they could lose the game. Sure, you lose the game 27-24 or lose by a touchdown or something. I could live with that. But I'd really like to see them win and assert themselves as a team that could beat top caliber teams, especially since the Jets just shut them down. And, you know, my concern for this game is honestly the defense. We have shown no ability to stop top-tier talent. In the games the Dolphins have won, especially early on, the defense has looked really sketchy. Last week, it was sketchy, man. And I know after those first 2 touchdown drives, we shut them out, but I'm just not confident yet in the defense. I've seen good things. I think the D-line is good. I think that the coverage has been very questionable, and you're going up against A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. That's a lot of firepower. I have not seen the Dolphins be able to hang with teams on the deep ball. So far, we've gotten lucky to not give up too many deep balls, and that's because the other teams have been missing them. Like Eli Apple got cooked last week, and Bryce Young just sailed it over the head. I forgot who the receiver was. I think it was Clark. But, you know, the Dolphins got to figure it out on defense, and I am not confident going into this game that they're gonna. But you know what? I stand here to be proven wrong. I was so excited when the Dolphins got Vic Fangio. It warranted its own video because I thought, all right, we're getting Vic Fangio. We got the talent. This should be a top 10 defense. It hasn't been a top 10 defense. I don't think it's been a top 20 defense, and I need to see something. I need to see something this week because we're approaching mid-season, and it's time that we knock the cobwebs off and we play against a good team and we play them tight. That being said, I think the Eagles are going to put up at least 30 points, and I think they'll end somewhere around 30 to 35. And hopefully less. I hope to be proven wrong. Speaking of the defense, Jalen Ramsey returning to practice today. Hopefully some kind of savior coming in. We need it, man. We need Jalen Ramsey on that field as soon as possible. He was our biggest offseason acquisition. Hopefully we could see him soon. I think it'll probably be after the bye week when they play the Raiders, when we finally get to see Jalen Ramsey in the Dolphin uniform playing some football. But still, far ahead of schedule. So it's a marathon, not a sprint. You want to be peaking in December, January, February. That's when you want your team at your best. And that's where the Dolphins have struggled in recent memory. So it's great that they're 5-1 right now and looking good in September and October, but as November and December come up, we need to see a lot of the same things. The offense needs to stay rolling. And speaking of, they're on pace to be the greatest offense of all time, which is great. But a lot of that has been stat padded by a couple of great games against bad teams. Now, I'll say this. The Giants have a pretty good defense, and they went up and down the field on them. The Panthers have an okay defense, went up and down the field on them. I want to see it against the Eagles. In a hostile environment, I need to see Tua stay clear of boneheaded plays. I don't want to see any passes go right to defenders. That is my main gripe on Tua. I love Tua, man. I think he's the MVP so far. He's probably my favorite Dolphins player of all time that I've been alive to see. Never was alive for Marino. I say it all the time. So right now I've got Tua, man. I love the guy. But he does have a tendency to spot throw. And when he does that look off, sometimes if that defender reads it, it's over, man. He's throwing it anyway. So I don't want to see any boneheaded interceptions. We can't have it. And I want to see the offense move, man. I want to see the offense get down the field. And that's the hope, right? I mean, obviously, you want to see the defense and the offense play well. But what it comes down to is, will they play well? So that leaves me with the time of the video where I make a prediction. And for the second time this year, I am predicting the Miami Dolphins lose. And I'm a realist, man. I tell it how it is. I am looking through this game with biased goggles, but I'm trying to have an unbiased opinion. And when I look at this game unbiasedly, I have yet to see the Dolphins beat a team that's capable of punching them in the mouth. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to lose. I'll be watching, cheering on the team. But my prediction is the Dolphins lose this game 38-26. Don't know how it ends up to that scorecard, but that's my prediction, and I hope to be wrong. I mean, I predicted them to lose against the Chargers week 1, and, you know, I was proven wrong. Kinda. I need the defense to prove me wrong, man. So, that's what we're hoping for. Vic Fangio, get your fucking shit together, old man. Get it together. Someone fucking rip the dentures out of his mouth and fucking tell this man to keep the blitzing up. That's enough of fucking rushing 3-4 guys and playing prevent defense in the first quarter and getting fucking picked apart. I can't take it anymore. If in this game, the first 3 drives, the Eagles go right down the field, not because they're getting jump balls and making great plays, but specifically because we don't have the balls to go up and play them. Because that's what pisses me off, is the fact that they go right down the field because there's receivers running wide open, because we're in zone coverage all the time. I can't take it. We have gotten 2 interceptions, one by a D lineman this season. We need to play tighter coverage. Whatever that means, whatever it takes, figure it out. All right? I don't give a fuck if you get burned a couple times because you're playing tighter. I want to see this team tighten up on defense, and I want to see the offense keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see. All right, that's all I got for you. I'll see you Sunday.